Looks like it snowed out here. It got so cold last night. Apparently it's about 27 right now at about 8 o'clock, and it's just cold looking out here.
Last night when we went to bed, we had, just before we went to bed, we found a church that we were going to go to. And so prayed that if God wanted us to go there, that everything would work out and we would get up and be ready and go.
Oh, I had a little excitement this morning. Matt gets up in a hurry and starts coming down off his bed and then throws up.
This morning I got a little sick when I tried to come down to go to the bathroom to get in the toilet or the sink or something. That's what happened this morning. It was not fun.
Thankfully, just on the floor, didn't get it on any furniture or on any suitcases or anything.
And I had to puke again. This time I got in the toilet, but this one tastes bad, really bad. And
with Matt getting sick this morning, it looks like we're gonna just do some Bible reading, some praying, and have church in the motorhome today. Faithfulness to God does not guarantee believers freedom from trouble, pain, and suffering in their lives. In fact, Jesus taught that we are to expect it. The Bible provides numerous examples of godly people who experience significant amounts of suffering for a variety of reasons. Example, Joseph, David, Job, Jeremiah, and Paul. You still feeling sick or you feel better?
feeling worse.
We're reading about Job this morning and pain and suffering of the righteous, and I think Matt is having a little bit of pain and suffering being sick this morning. Poor guy. That's like the third time that he's thrown up this morning. Hopefully he's getting it out of his system. He's going to feel better now.
Believe in Jesus even when you're suffering and you feel like he doesn't care about you. Still believe, because he does care about you.
In reading Job and talking about the afflictions that we might experience here on earth and navigating, I was talking about how that there are times when if we're pursuing God and we're being very zealous about our pursuit in God and seeking him and walking in what he leads us to do, that there's gonna be, Satan's gonna want to come in and stop it. And so we have to be able to decipher and discern, is this God's hand stopping us momentarily, or is this Satan getting in the way and we need to persevere? And just on this trip, we've kind of seen the difference. We were in Willits a couple days ago and trying to make it to Eureka, and it's freezing and snow and ice, and driving in an RV is scary. But thankfully, we persevered, we pressed in, we asked for God's protection and guidance, and we made it here safely. And we've been making it through these freezing nights without it causing any problems, thank the Lord. And so that would be a time where we just needed to persevere and push through and see God's hand protect us in a situation that seems very life-threatening, or could be. But yet last night we prayed about going to church and whether or not it was going to be God's will for us to go to this certain church, or we were supposed to stay and have church in the RV. And so this morning, right out of the chute, Matt wakes up and he tosses his cookies. And sometimes it's kind of like, okay, well, if that was a one-time shot, maybe it's over and it's done. But he's like thrown up like 3-4 times now, and so obviously we needed to stay. We're right where God wants us, and so ultimately that is the plan, is to be right where God wants you and be able to discern God halting you or Satan getting in the way. That's always the trick.
So it's kind of cool the way God kind of lines things up and helps us to be able to see, understand, and learn some things. So that was really cool this morning. We had some good church in the RV this morning. Good stuff. I think the Lord has a little bit of change of plans here for us. He obviously wanted us to be able to get to John's games and be able to watch the games there. But thinking about this, with this cold weather that's moved in over California, we've learned some things about an RV that basically when it's freezing and below, you need to dump all the water and you really can't use any water, the bathroom, or anything in the RV. So it looks like it's going to stay cold, and it's even colder where the games are next week. So I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to finish out this trip. We're going to go a little higher. Here comes the heater. Speaking of it being cold. And we're going to go a little bit higher on the coast where it's not as cold and spend a couple more days there. Then I think we're going to head back, turn the motorhome in, and then we're going to go back up to his other games where it's going to be colder and get a hotel there, so we don't have to worry about busting the pipes in the motorhome and then having to pay for some costly repairs.
I guess RVs are jackpots, because I found one dime outside in the grass of the KOA, so I lost that dime, but I'm charging my iPod to find that dime right now so I can use a flashlight. But under the bed I got 2 dimes, and earlier I got a nickel under there, so I've got 25 cents from an RV. I'm gonna go find more.
Okay.